Kettlebells are dangerous. You should avoid them at all costs. Hello beauty queens, beauty kings, and all of my beauties in between. My name is Faith. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about kettlebells and why they're dangerous, why you should avoid them. Wait. Actually, we're going to talk about 5 reasons why kettlebells are dangerous, and I'm going to explain what to do to lower your risk. It's not false that kettlebells are dangerous. In fact, exercise as a whole has its risks. As we talk about in the fitness industry, whenever you're training, first and foremost, talk to your doctor about what you can do and what you probably should not do. There are some exercises that pose much more stress on your joints, and not everybody has the same range of motion, so what I may be able to do, another person maybe can only do some of that or none of that. Number 1, they encourage pressing overhead. That is true in some cases. Depending on the movement, you are pressing overhead, such as a shoulder press, obviously, or the American kettlebell swing. These are 2 of the more popular movements that do require pressing a kettlebell over your head. Now, why is this dangerous? Anytime you have a weight like that over your head, you need to pay attention, especially in more advanced movements such as the windmill or the kettlebell Turkish get-ups. Those kind of movements, when you're working with a weight and you're putting it overhead, the danger is losing focus of that weight and it falling onto your body and you hurting yourself. Obviously, this is the same danger as with a dumbbell overhead press or using a dumbbell when you're laying and you're doing a lat pullover. However, dumbbell dangers are not discussed quite as much because a dumbbell or a barbell is a little bit more balanced than your kettlebell, where all of your gravity is on that bell. So it's a little bit more awkward. You do need to be more advanced. My advice, if that's an area of concern, don't do overhead movements with a kettlebell. Number 2, kettlebell movements are explosive and ballistic, and that makes them dangerous. True. A lot of kettlebell movements require explosive movements or ballistic movements because you can't stop a kettlebell. Its gravity is pulling you in certain movements, and the challenge is to defy that gravity and build up strength by trying to control that movement as much as you can and tightening up your body. Are dumbbell movements explosive? Not typically, depending upon what you're doing and how you're navigating those. Now, most people, instead of explosive weight training, they utilize cardio. Fine, utilize cardio. If you're not advanced in exercise, do I recommend explosive or ballistic kettlebell movements? No, not really, because I do think that you would hurt yourself, especially in a ballistic kettlebell movement, such as when you're doing a rotating clean, or especially a rotating snatch. Things like that require much more advanced practitioners, especially as you level up in weights. Now, another way to solve that is if you are doing an explosive or ballistic kettlebell movement, make sure that you are utilizing an extremely light weight. Number 3, they require unfavorable postures. This is true and false. You have to be much more aware of the alignment of your body. When you're doing a kettlebell swing, I see a lot of people who are bending their heads down and basically watching the kettlebell go between their legs. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your gaze should always be in front of you. Unless you're looking at that kettlebell in, say, your Turkish getup, your body should not be positioned in unfavorable movements. And as always, if you are feeling pain, stop immediately. You need to be aware of the difference between pain and soreness from a muscle not being utilized. Number 4, they're awkward. Yes. Kettlebells are awkward. That's the challenge. That's what forces your body to fight against gravity, find control, and strengthen those weak spots. Kettlebells were designed to challenge you in a different way than a dumbbell or, of course, a body weight movement might be. If they're too awkward, don't do them. Kettlebell exercises are not for everybody. They're not only for advanced practitioners, but they're not for everybody. Number 5, gripping a kettlebell properly. Number 5, gripping a kettlebell properly is hit or miss, and therefore makes it dangerous. Okay, well, then I recommend first you starting extremely lightweight and working on your grip strength, because kettlebells will actually help improve. Number 5, gripping a kettlebell properly is hit or miss, and therefore makes it dangerous. Okay, well, then I recommend first you starting extremely lightweight and working on your grip strength, because kettlebells will actually help improve your grip strength, because they are formatted differently to basically work on your grip in a way that dumbbells cannot, especially since dumbbells are evenly distributed with their weight, so they are much more balanced. A kettlebell is going to force you to hang on. When you're doing a kettlebell swing, you have to find a balance between not gripping that handle, but gripping it enough to where you're not letting go of that weight. And with that, typically comes a lot of practice. If you guys like this video or you want to learn more about kettlebell training, check out my kettlebell tutorials and all of our other tutorials on my channel. Thanks guys, bye.